Hello YouTubers, it's Shelly the Nut, sitting here by my window by the ocean. How you guys like my new background? Well, let me know in the comments. Does it look like I'm sitting here by the ocean, listening to the ocean's roaring in the background? I wish I was. Rocking this purple hair. Anyway, I really like this purple. Anyway, ooh, feet are swole. Okay, so here's my story about me getting a job for a meth head. Okay, so I'm going out putting in resumes, and I get home, and like not half an hour later, I get a call, and the girl goes, "From Priceless 3 in Arizona, where I lived for 20 years. It's awesome. I want to move back." Anyway, so she's like, "Hey, could you start today?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So, print myself up, run down there. She says, "Okay, well, here's the bag with the envelope in it, some extra cash or whatever, and here's keys to the janitorial room. See ya, bye." And she walks out the door, and I'm like, okay, what just happened? But this isn't my first rodeo, so I pretty much know how to run a bar or whatever, work a bar. So, okay, the night's going on. I'm ringing in people. There's sort of a price list, but I couldn't kind of know in my head how much you should charge for stuff. And you know, I'm ringing up customers, making drinks, like a normal bartender, blah blah blah. Run out of liquor. I got the key to the janitorial room, but that's it. I don't have the key to the liquor room. I guess the owner don't trust people, because he's all fucked up on meth, but tweaking, I don't know. Anyway, so a friend of mine walks in, and she's like, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I don't know, I just started tonight." And she said, "Oh, yeah, I used to work here, blah, blah, blah." So she leaves. So anyway, so it gets to be closing time, and 2 o'clock rolls around, 2:30, 2:45, and I'm assuming the owner's going to walk in like any minute to close up, because that's what a lot of bar owners do. At least he wasn't the bar owner that stood right over your shoulder and watched everything you did. Oh my God, I had one of them, especially here in Baltimore. Oh God. You know, it's usually the bar owners that stand over your shoulder. I mean, literally, he would stand over my shoulder. This is not here, this is in Baltimore. I actually would step on his feet because he was right over my shoulder constantly looking to see what I was doing. Those are the owners you got to watch out for, because they don't trust you, and that usually means that they're shady. They're the ones doing something. Because if they don't trust people, it's because they know what they're doing. So if they're friggin' ripping people off, they think everybody else is. I won't go into the name of what that bar is named, but if anybody knows me, they know what bar we're talking about. Anyway, so it's like 2:45, 3:15, whatever. And nothing. So I called my friend that said she used to work here, you know. I'm like, "So what do I do?" And she's like, "I'll be right there." So she shows up with a couple friends, and she's like, "You know what?" She tried to call the owner quicker. She's like, "I got this, just go." Okay, so I leave because I'm tired. And she probably sat around, drank for free. I don't freaking know. I didn't really care at this point. All I know is I did what I did. I took $35 out of the envelope, put the envelope in this little slot that was there with all the cash, and I left. So I stopped by, I believe the next day, and the owner happened to be there, and I was like, introduced myself, and he's like, "Who are you?" I said, "I worked last night." And he's like, "You did?" Guy has no clue what's even going on in his bar. I mean, he is so tweaked out, he has no clue. And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, you know." Today he's like, I was like, "So I was just wondering when I work next." And he's like, "I don't know. I guess come back in tonight and work." I'm like, "Okay." So I go home, get dressed, come back. He's gone again. And the day girl, she's about as tweaked out as he is. Oh my God, like freaking out there. So anyway, so I come on my shift, And, excuse me. So, wait a minute. So, I start my shift, I'm going, just like the night before, janitorial keys, no liquor key, I don't know what's up with that, and still, no key to the bar, so, don't know what's going on. So, bring it, go through, I'm bringing, I'm doing my normal job, just so you know, and lo and behold, 2 o'clock comes, again, same thing. I'm waiting. It's 2:30. It's 2:45. It's 3:15. So this time, can't get a hold of a friend. And I call my boyfriend. So I'm like, hey, you got any of those locks hanging around? You know, the kind I'm talking about. It has like a hook that you put like on the door like that, and then it's got like a flat thing that comes over, and like it'll go like this, and then you put a padlock in the hole, and then you lock the padlock, and it secures. I'm like, you got one of them laying around? Can you go to Walmart and buy me one? Because I'm just going to stick it on the outside of the door. And I don't know, put the key in an envelope and, I don't know. Or, I guess it's his problem, but at least I'm locking up the establishment. Or, I could have just left. And left the door wide open for anybody to come in and drink for free. Whatever. Because this guy apparently is so tweaked out that he forgets that the person working at the bar doesn't have a key or whatnot, or I don't know. I have no idea what's going on at this point. I mean, I really don't know. I'm not even sure I really have a job. I'm just winging it, you know what I mean? So, okay, so he's like, no, and you can't do that. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to get out of here? I can't stay here all night. I'm like, I'm tired. I mean, I was having a couple drinks or whatever, but I mean... So, not to mention, it's like in this dark part of this strip mall. It's not like the safest place to be. I mean, it's kind of like dark. I mean, it's not a bad neighborhood, but still, it's like you're in the corner and it's all secluded. And I was kind of freaked out. I was kind of scared because the bar's all dark and whatever. And not to mention, you're not allowed to be open at past 2 o'clock in Arizona. I mean, I could have got in trouble or something. Anywho, so I started looking around the bar. And if anybody knows me, they know that I can, like, jerry-rig anything. It's called another name, but it's inappropriate to say. I can literally, like, just yesterday, I made some innovative washers for a hose out of something that was laying around my house. I fixed my old boyfriend's lampshade out of a CD disc. I mean, I can fix anything with just normal objects laying around the house. It's amazing what I can do. I should start my own business. Anyhow, so I start looking around the bar, and I find some, I find some decorative Valentine decorations. It's like a string, like a wire, and it has like foil hearts on it. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. It's real long, and it's like a wire. I guess you're supposed to put it over windows or whatever. But anyway, so that's the only thing I can find in this bar. I mean, and I'm looking around. So here goes my tick, 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 tick in my head. And I'm like, you know what? This would work. So, took me about 3 or 4 tries, but I got it. So what I did, I took it around the lock inside the door, and then I went outside, closed the door, and then I would pull down on the wire. And 3rd or 4th try, click, I heard it. I locked the door. Well, now I got the wire hanging outside the door. But the door's locked. Everything's secure. I go home. I go to sleep. Still, don't know if I got a job, what's going on, whatever. So, so now, the next day is now New Year's Eve. So, I stopped by Priceless the next day as I was getting ready to go wherever I was going. And the owner's there. Oh my God. All tweaked out, but he's there. And I'm like, hey, and he's like, can I help you? And I'm like, yeah, I work here. And he's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, so I didn't know you wanted to give me a schedule or, whatnot you wanted to do. And he still doesn't know that I had to pull the wire to get out or anything. I mentioned it, but I don't think he heard me. And he's like, yeah, can you work tomorrow? Meaning New Year's Day. Yeah, sure, no problem, because I needed a job. And so I go out New Year's Eve, whatever, and I think I get up the next day and I come in. And he was there that day. He was there. And he's like, yeah, so, okay. I come in, he stays for a few minutes, whatever, and he takes off. So, I'm working. It's dead. It's friggin' dead. It's New Year's Day. Nobody's coming out New Year's Day. Everybody is friggin' hungover from the night before. It's dead. We don't serve food. It's dead. Right? I mean, there's literally, I think maybe, if I remember correctly, I think I had one or two customers, and one of them was an old boyfriend of mine that was infatuated with me, and even though his girlfriend, he lived with his girlfriend across the street, he found out I worked there, and started putting notes in my, yeah, that's another whole story. Anyway, oh my God, do I have stories for you? Anyway, so, okay, it's dead. So the owner comes in at 5 o'clock, whatever, and he's like, this is all you rang? I'm like, dude, it's New Year's Day. Dude. Everybody is friggin' fucked up from last night. Nobody's coming out. And he's like, yeah, well, this probably isn't working out because, you don't ring any money or whatever, and blah, 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 blah. And so he fired me. Yeah, fired me. After all this shit I have gone through for 2 days, him not even knowing that I worked there. Oh my God, this guy is so tweaked out. It is pitiful. I did come to find out through my last visit to Arizona that he wound up losing the bar. That I guess his father had given each of the children one of the priceless bars, and his sister did very, very well with Priceless Prime Time, I think. But he owned Priceless too, and yeah, it went under. Wonder why. Anywho, so this is my story on why you shouldn't work for a meth head. Stay tuned for part 2 on why you shouldn't work for a Mormon if you drink, because that's another crazy story. Anyway, this is Show You the Night. You know what? So smash that subscribe button. You guys don't. Okay, when I'm looking at YouTube videos out there, I look down and I see 118K subscribers, 45K subscribers. If you look at mine, it says 45. I only need 955 more to go. People say you need to be patient and everything like that. I don't have patience. I don't. I need to get monetized now. Now. So come on. If you want to see more of my content, more of my story time, more of my products, more of what the fuck in the news, or my new playlist, The Joke Time, just smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, watch my videos a couple thousand times, help a little sister out here, okay? Anyway, stay tuned till next time, and everybody out there, be safe. Show the nut.